Hey Pisces, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a bonus reading for you. It's going to be timeless, asking what's good coming towards Pisces right now. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Pisces and cross watchers to say a prayer, put their good juju out there for you, we can all use it, right? Say hi in the comments section. You're welcome to leave an emoji if you're more comfortable with that. It just allows us something that we can focus on that represents your energy. We start with the messages, too, of you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership, luck and longevity. Bless this union. That's good. Your dreams and desires are calling you to action. Your journey begins today. I just did a Pisces reading. It wasn't light and fluffy. It felt very important, though. If you have been in a situation, not all Pisces are going to be going through the same stuff. But if you've been in a situation where you've been going around and around with an argument, kind of butting your head up against a wall, that's very insightful. That's a good, I'll try to attach that to the end of this reading. But anyway, it was talking about new rhythms coming into one's life as well. So it seems that things are changing up for Pisces, kind of going into a new season of life. Let's see what's coming towards you. What's good for Pisces? What's coming towards my Pisces? Time of seeing this. What's good? What's good, Pisces? The Death card. The Death card is also a rebirth card, okay? Let's talk about the Death card. It's not a literal death. It's very rarely a literal death. Something's coming to an end. That we were just talking about new seasons, right? And I always use this analogy with the Death card. If you ignore this thing, this people, place, or thing that needs to move out of your life, it's already played out. You know, you've learned your lessons from it. You've already benefited from it. But if you held on to it, it'd be the equivalent of like a maple tree holding on to its orange, crinkled, dead leaves, right? It needs to drop off the tree so that it can make room for something new and beautiful. Come on, Pisces. The cards are acting funny. So I'm going to unpack these a little bit. Death card. This has always been coming. It's part of the greater cycle. The karmic card of the wheel came forward. And Three of Swords. What's this Three of Swords? Okay, we're not going to take all of those. See how they're acting kind of funny? The one that flipped up, right? I'm going to take. That's the Nine of Swords. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. The best analogy I could use possibly for this. It's going to make something... It's going to make way for something new. This thing has given you pain. It's given you anxiety, or maybe you've spent a lot of time staying up at night, stuff like that, and thinking about it. And what's making room, it's almost like you're always recreating the wheel, banging your head up against a wall. I mean, this is similar to your other reading, but this is what's about what's good. And I think what's good is that this needed to change. This needed to change. This was holding you back. And finally, you're going to feel more empowered in your life with the Emperor card. You're going to be able to look, you're going to have an event, I think, a situation that makes things very clear. It pulls the wool out from before your eyes. And this is not a wool that you necessarily placed there. It's just how things are. It's nobody's fault. We don't have to point fingers. It's just the natural pace of this experience. And the word experiment popped up in my head too. Queen of Pentacles, what do we need to know? So I think that there is somebody here that's detached emotionally from a situation. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but it does feel like that initial sting. Like, I think a communication will be had over this. I have a feeling that Pisces, you've been more, up until now, you've felt more emotionally invested in this than the other party, or than the other environment, I will say. Because the scenarios are different that you guys are in. But regardless of the scenario, your role in it is making room for things that are light, bright, that energize you and enthuse you. And this feels like a worn out energy. It feels like a leaf on the tree that needs to drop. And as soon as it does, you turn into the empowered emperor. This is somebody who's in control of their life. But that's after a period of maybe feeling that kind of that loneliness we get when we're misunderstood, or that isolation, maybe feeling alienated. That doesn't last for very long. It's more about the processing and digesting of this information. So what's next for my Pisces? New plans. Some of you guys might even be traveling. My nose just started itching. 2 of Wands is the planning stage that occurs before all the action, right? This is putting pen to paper. This is the brainstorming. This is like getting inspired with things. And you can only come at that from this place of empowerment. As you do it, I feel that, it's funny because I'm going to contradict what I just said a little bit. Sometimes that fake it till you make it can be so powerful in drawing this energy closer to you. And I feel like they're holding hands. Like you start to make fresh plans because you're getting a glimmer of a sense of control, of that wool being pulled out in front of your eyes. And now you know what is what. And because of that, you're no longer disoriented in your own life, where you fall in somebody else's priorities or where something else falls in yours. And as you make more plans, you empower this guy. And as this guy's empowered, the plans start to get clearer and clearer. So I want to say that. They're shaking hands. This feels exciting. So what's next for my Pisces? 2 of Wands. Tell me more. I think some of you guys have felt that a relationship threw you off from your own intuition a little, with the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess. Don't beat yourselves up. Some of you Pisces might be getting hard on yourself. Like, how could I let anybody talk to me like that? Or how could I let anybody make me believe, fill in the blank? Pisces, you're so naturally intuitive that if there's anything that throws you off your intuition, it can be another human being or an animal, something usually a creature you love. But how beautiful to be able to care so deeply. And, every talent comes with its Achilles heel. So don't be hard on yourself. I think you're going to be distancing yourself for a while from romantic relationships, if this is in fact romantic. If it's around friendships, I think you're going to be focusing on yourself, maybe your own spiritual practices, your own disciplines. You're going to be putting them in place of those relationships, specifically one, for a while. And that's because you want to get reattached to something stable, something reliable here. This is Hierophant represents the structure we give to our beliefs, the systems we create around our beliefs. So this can be church, it can be a meditation group. It represents institutions like marriage, the commitments we make. So that's what you're going to be planning. That's what you're going to be going towards. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you guys were like, yeah, I'm going to be doing a spiritual seminar in a week. Or, yeah, I'm throwing everything I got into creating a space, spiritual space for myself, or I'm throwing everything I got into learning tarot even. But whatever it is, it's almost like a therapy, a self-therapy. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are like a group of people who form around this belief. You know what I mean? So that's what you're focusing on. You're not so much, you want to reattach to yourself. You want to reattach to what's stable, to your dreams, what's coming next, your plans, your goals. That's what this is. It's a kind of an emotional and spiritual glow up that you're going to be going through. And that leads you to the Page of Cups. So there's something you're going to discover in all of this that you don't expect, Pisces. Page of Cups represents miracle energy, and it's a flirty, fun, playful energy. So you're going to find what you're looking for, basically, within the safety and structure of your beliefs. So you could even stop for a moment and think, what are those? You know, what do I feel drawn to, or what do I feel unwavering in? And it's a personal question. It's not what other people agree with you on. No, it's in fact, you're going to be distancing yourself from anybody who might introduce doubt. It's too dangerous. You need to, it's too compromising. You need to focus on what you personally feel about yourself, about life, about your goals, and examining those. And then even forming practices, routines around those, because that is your stability. You're going to be focusing on the structure that empowers you so that nobody else pulls the rug out from underneath you. Nobody else gets to sneak a rug underneath you. So anyway, I hope that is helpful. Sending you off with love and light.